Fraud prevention begins with raising awareness to enable individuals, businesses, and governments work together to build a robust defense against the menace. Leading financial institution in Nigeria, Palmpay, revealed this on the occasion of this year's International Fraud Awareness Week. We have details in this report.
The theme of this year's International Fraud Awareness Week is United Against Fraud, Building a Safer Future. To commemorate the program, Palmpay holds this walk to educate the public on fraud prevention and digital security. The leading digital financial player says this serves not only as a reminder of the pervasive risks fraud poses to individuals, businesses, and economies alike, but is also a call to action to combat it through education, awareness, and collaboration.
The things we want people to know is that no financial institution like Palmpay will ask you to share your OTP. You shouldn't share your personal information, your password, your PIN, and the rest of them to the third party. Not every link that people send to you that you should open, because there are link you can open, they will take everything in your account.
The walk, which started at Okwebi Ikeja, ended at the bustling Computer Village. At its headquarters, the company stresses its commitment to ensuring a safer financial ecosystem in Nigeria.
Mobile, web, and POS channels are now prime targets for criminal activities. That over 11,500 fraud cases were reported in the second quarter of 2024. A stark reminder of the growing sophistication and persistence of these threats. These figures are more than just a number. They represent real people whose trust has been broken and whose finances have been compromised. Our campaign this week focuses on empowering individuals to safeguard their digital identities, spot fraudulent schemes, and take swift action when they encounter suspicious activities.
Fraud right now is an industry-wide thing here in Nigeria, and as Palmpay, we'll put things in place to see that, okay, whenever anything is happening, social transactions are happening or activities are happening, we tend to report it, and we'll put mechanisms in place whereby we review such transactions. Also, that's why we keep pulling out things to our customers to say, please, whenever you see things outside, please make sure you speak.
Palmpay also advises its customer to stay informed on emerging fraud tactics and the steps to counter them.
The National Human Rights Commission says it will partner with the Nigerian Medical Association to create awareness on the importance of the sexual and reproductive rights of women with disabilities. The Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojoku, spoke in Abuja. Celestina Area reports.
Nigeria will join the global community in observing the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence from November 25th to December 10th, 2024. The theme of this year's celebration is equality, reducing inequality and advancing human rights. It highlights its importance as a reminder and a call to action to reaffirm collective commitment to protecting the rights of every individual and Nigeria and beyond.
The Commission will have the National Town Hall on the future of litigating human rights in Nigeria. This Town Hall will bring together legal practitioners, judges, and human rights advocates to deliberate on innovative approaches to litigating human rights cases and ensuring access to justice for all Nigerians.
The National Human Rights Commission also reaffirmed its commitment to collaborating with civil society organizations, government agencies, and various stakeholders to amplify efforts and ensure a coordinated response to gender-based violence.
Bringing the diverse stakeholders together, the Commission seeks to reaffirm its commitment to promoting equality, justice, and the protection of human rights for all Nigerians.
This year's activities is expected to strengthen partnership, enhance awareness, and foster collaborative action in the fight against inequality. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
President Bola Tinubu says his administration's renewed focus in driving international and local investments into the livestock sector of the agricultural value chain will end the crisis of farmer-header clashes, eradicate hunger and poverty in Nigeria, as well as promote economic prosperity. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde has more.
President Bola Tinubu is in Rio de Janeiro seeking new investment and business opportunities for Nigeria. This time around, he sat down with JBS SA, one of the top 3 largest meat processing companies globally. President Tinubu told the JBS top executives that Nigeria is ready to do business with them, assuring of a good return on investment.
Over 250.
President Tinubu insists investments in the development of livestock will end an age-long conflict that has killed more than 19,000 people since 1999 and displaced hundreds of thousands more. It will also increase its contribution to the country's GDP, which approximately stands at between 7 to 9%.
There's opportunity in what we are doing, and the legacy that you are about to flow with is what we want to do to change the narrative in Nigeria. When there is a modern civilized way to solve those problems and even bring a successful economy out of it. So
Nigeria's Minister of Livestock Development reported to the president why JBS SA was chosen as the 2nd largest meat processing company in the world, with the capacity to process 33,000 cattle daily and over 8 million birds daily using advanced zero-waste practices. The company employs over 200,000 people across its subsidiaries in more than 50 countries in the world, including the United States of America, Canada, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, among others.
Ensure food and nutrition sovereignty for our country. The signing so today was a commitment on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria and the private sector here under the leadership of JBS to come to Nigeria to explore the possibilities of direct foreign investment into Nigeria.
So I extend our partnership.
Yeah.
This investment deal has been concluded, and the meat processing company will arrive in Nigeria soon to improve the value chain in livestock production, enhance food security, and stimulate economic growth. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
And in business news, the Delhinborough Hotel in Lagos has held its 2nd annual board meeting where company directors mapped out growth strategies. Effiongekop reports.
The Delhinborough, an international hotel well positioned in the tourism market, conducted its 2nd annual board meeting in Lagos. The chairman of the hotel, His Majesty Igwe Nemeka Alfred Achebe, who is also the Obi of Onitsha, said the Delhinborough holds great prospects for growth and prosperity.
It's our 1st year review of business, and what in-depth discussions where we've come from and how the business has gone in the 1st year, but also lay the grounds for the year and the years ahead. So the short term is the next 1 year, and beyond that, the next 3 to 5 years. Had very good discussions. We're very encouraged with our first year performance.
In service delivery, the Delhinborough attracts high-profile customers across segments of the society, including heads of governments of foreign nations and their residents ambassadors.
The Delhinborough, which is not just a hotel, but it's actually a therapeutic center, a place you go to, and if you were unwell before, you suddenly feel well by the ambience, by the special care that the staff give to you by the sheer comfort that is accorded you.
Information from the hotel reveals growing pressure from many African countries who want offshore branches of the hotel in their economies.
We have already plans with Angola. We're already going to Uganda, and also lots of requests from other countries like in Ghana, seeking for franchise and all, of course, subject to the approval of the board.
Projections are that the Delboro will continue to operate in ideal environment, stay afloat, make profits, and expand its operations into many other African economies. Effiong Ekop, TVC News, Lagos.
And the Association of Issuing Houses of Nigeria says reforms in the foreign exchange market have significantly improved valuation transparency in companies and increased foreign investment in the economy. The President, Ms. Kemi Awodeng, and other speakers at the dinner explained that the several successful transactions facilitated within the year were boosted by the forex reforms.
Some banks have gone to the market to raise capital in line with the regulatory requirement, and I think some other banks are still pushing to make sure that they raise capital. But there's still time. We have up to 2026 to meet the regulatory requirements. So I think everybody is trying to push to at least ensure that they're in compliance with the regulatory requirements. So I think it's a good one. Yeah, we have just few weeks to the end of the year. So most people are actually doing what we call housekeeping. Yeah.
First and foremost, we work hard to ensure that the standard of work we deliver on behalf of clients is consistent. The second thing we all do is to recognize that it's not about us, it's all about clients. It's all about helping clients find solutions. And many of Nigeria's challenges, many of Nigeria's issues can be solved in financial markets. And this is really what an investment banker does. It's to help clients find solutions to get capital for the things they need to do to grow their business or to make acquisitions and so on.
This event, first of all, celebrates investment banking sector as a whole, and further celebrates people who have worked hard and executed large ticket transactions. And I think thirdly, it's an opportunity for us to appreciate our clients who have given us the mandates that have then led to us being able to receive and achieve those accolades.
Well, from investment banking to food safety, where experts are calling on the federal government to immediately halt the distribution of genetically modified seeds to farmers and impose a ban on the importation of genetically modified products into Nigeria. They are urging government to prioritize agroecology as a sustainable alternative to achieve food sovereignty. Helen Osamide Ekings reports.
Genetically modified organisms have been a dominant debate in Nigeria, especially after the approval of Teller maize in January 2024. This decision aims to address various challenges by increasing food production, improving nutrition, and building resilience against climate and pests. However, the approval of GMOs has sparked significant backlash, with experts urging that the risk of GMOs outweigh their benefits. At this meeting, these experts outlined the reasons why the government should ban GMO products in Nigeria.
6% perceive transgenic crops as beneficial than conventional crop because of the crop with which it is sold. Oh, it resists pest. Oh, you don't use plenty of herbicide. They will not tell you that you don't use it. In fact, some they are beginning to tell you don't need herbicide, which is a lie. Farmers focus more on the short-term gain without fully considering the long-term environmental impact, such as the soil degradation, biodiversity loss, and dependency on the seed supplier.
Seeds do not reproduce true to what crop you had initially, and as such you have to continue to go and buy, just like the GMOs, new seeds to put into the ground, and you have to be dependent on chemical fertilizers that destroy the soils, that kill the nematodes, that kill the worms, that kill the living organisms and give you a dead soil.
The experts advocate for agroecology as a pathway to sustainable food production and achieving food sovereignty in Nigeria.
course, is for the Nigerian government and other African governments to ban GMOs and to adopt an approach that is both sustainable and rooted in local realities. And that approach is agroecology, that of course includes organic agriculture, agroforestry, regenerative farming.
They also raised concerns about the National Biosafety Management Agency's role in promoting genetically modified products. Helen Osamide Ekins, TVC News, Abuja.
The stock market returned to negative territories following sustained price cuts in many sectors. The market index measuring price performances got downwards across sectors, pointing to losses on investments. The biggest price decliner was First Bank Holdings, followed by Access Holdings and Dar Communications, Capital Aviation, and Cornell. Now, the price gainers were Aircel, Dangote Sugar, Custodian Insurance, Austin Lars, and ICO Insurance. And finally, crude oil prices extended gains, heading for a weekly more than 4% uptick as Ukraine and war intensifies, with Russian President Vladimir Putin warning of a global conflict. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude is down 0.07% to sell for $70.05. Brent is also up 0.01%, upward margin, and selling for $74.24. Bonnie Light sells for $78.62, with a downward review of 2.84%. For the OPEC basket, dealers are offering $73.05, with an upsurge of 0.68%. That's business.